Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to see what is containers and pods in the Kubernetes cluster. Containers are nothing but it is the least and smallest unit running inside the pods. Usually the containers are defined as images in the YAML file and pods are nothing but it is the combination of multiple containers defined in your YAML file. When you run your YAML file, all your containers are run as a pod. Pods are nothing but it is the application that is running in the Kubernetes cluster. This is your sample YAML file where you can see your kind as pod. There are multiple kinds like services and deployment, which we can see it in the later section of the course. And the name of this YAML file is called Kubernetes demo. This is also called as the host name, which we can see it in detail shortly. The images which is referenced here will get downloaded from your Docker app. Pods are immutable, which means that once the pods get deleted and when you do a recreate, you cannot bring back the deleted pod. You are always creating the new one. So pods will have its own IP address and which is a dynamic. When you recreate, it is going to get created with a new IP address. A pod can be a single or multiple container. If you have a multiple container running inside the pod, the container can share the same IP, host and volumes, which we can see it in shortly. For this demo, we will be looking into how to create a pod, how to delete a pod, how to check logs for the containers running inside the pod, and then I'll be showing how we can run multiple containers in a single pod. For this demo, I'm going to use the Kubernetes cluster. In my cluster, I will be having one Kubernetes control plane and two worker nodes. So the collection of your control plane and the worker node is called as Kubernetes cluster. So here you can see the sample YAML file which I showed in my presentation. So yeah, let me go and run a command to create a pod. For this you need to use this command kubectl create -f and kubernetesdemo.yaml. kubectl get pods. So you can see that there is an error. So in order for you to fix this one, you need to do a troubleshooting. So there are like a couple of commands which we can go and find out what is the problem in this particular YAML file. Let us go and determine that. kubectl get pods -o/y. Yeah, it is still not very clear what exactly the problem is, but when this Kubernetes is going to get run successful, it's going to run in one of the worker node, which is kube worker. I have like a two worker node, kube worker and worker one. So based on the availability and the ranking or the quality of my worker node, it will get scheduled accordingly. Please refer my Kubernetes architecture where I talk about the Kubernetes scheduler. Let us go and even troubleshoot even further to determine what is the problem in this particular YAML file. kubectl describe get pods. Sorry, I just typed pods. Don't worry, I'll just put all the commands in the description. Okay, if you look at the error log, it says that not found. This particular one is not available. So this is my Docker account and Docker demo is my repository and 4.0. So if you go to my Docker account, where you can go and find that 4.0 is not available. So let me show you my Docker account. So IAM7 is my account, and I go and click Docker demo. There is only 3.0. That is the reason why it says that 4.0 is not found. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to edit my YAML file. I'm going to I'm going to remove 4 and going to update 3. Okay, first time when you see that I use kubectl and create. So this time already I have this YAML file I triggered once. For the next time, if you wanted to modify that YAML file and run, you need to use this command kubectl apply -f and then kubernetesdemo.yaml. kubectl get logs. Sorry, kubectl get pods. Now you can see it's running. That means you have rectified the YAML file by changing that Docker image version from 4.0 to 3.0. Now you can see that it is running successfully good. So far we have seen that how to create a pod by running the command kubectl create -f and the YAML file, and then we have seen a error while executing the command, and then later we open the YAML file and fix the problem, and then we apply that YAML file back to Kubernetes cluster. So now we are going to see how to create a multi-container pod. So I have the sample YAML file already in my local cluster. Let me open that one. So here you can see that I have two containers, container 1 and 2. Underneath, I am downloading one from my own repository, another one I am downloading from my Redis, which is also going to get download from the Docker hub. I am going to run this one, kubectl create -f ctl get pods. You can see that in my earlier pod, I can see one by one. That means there is only one container in that all the containers are running. And similarly here in the multi-container demo, I have like two containers in that both the containers are running good. Let's say that if one of the container is not working, it says that 1/2. That means one container is running good, second one is not running properly. I talked earlier that in my presentation where the host name is what something we will be using it inside the pod. I'm going to explain more about that now. So kubectl execute -it and here you can see that I'm just went inside the container in the Kubernetes cluster where you can see the Kubernetes demo to exit, and this is my Kubernetes cluster where you can see my host name as kubectl. So now I'm going to show you that how to go inside the container in the multi-container pod. kubectl get pods. So if you see in my example, I have like two containers. I wanted to go inside the container and see whether if the file exists or not after we deploy the code. So kubectl. Before that, I just wanted to show you something in that YAML file. So right now you can see that I have like two container -1 and container-2. This is needed for you to get inside the container. Let me show you that how to do that. kubectl execute -it, and this is your pod and container, and you need to give this as your parameter /bin/bash host name. Okay, now I'm doing an exit. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but instead of container-1, I'm going to get inside the container-2. You want to type the host name. That is also the same like the previous container-1, multi-container demo. So as I mentioned before, if you have multiple container running inside the pod, it will share the same IP, same host name, and same NAS path or whatever the volume that is being used inside that host name. I'm going to give a detailed explanation about why pods are immutable. kubectl get pods demo. You can see that this Kubernetes demo is running on the IP 10.10.79.27. I'm going to delete this pod and going to recreate kubectl delete -f. Okay, so now you have deleted the Kubernetes pods, Kubernetes demo. I'm going to recreate again. Kubernetes create -f, sorry, kubectl. So now the new pod is getting created. I'm going to run the same command to check what is the new IPs get created. If you see that it is not the same IP, previously it was assigned to a different IP, and when you go and delete and recreate, it's always get created as with a new IP. That is why once the pods are get deleted, you cannot bring it back. Thanks for watching my video. Hope you like it. Please subscribe it. Thank you.